Hello and welcome to the Parkinson Foundation PD Health at Home for Fitness. Hello and welcome to the Parkinson Foundation PD Health at Home Fitness Fridays. My name is Stacy Macaluso and I'm from Mission PD. I am the founder of Mission PD, which is a fitness and wellness virtual and in-person platform. We are locally in South Jersey, and we hope that you will check us out at our website at www.mission-pd.org. Today we're going to focus on Power Moves, Parkinson's Wellness Recovery, a fantastic therapeutic fitness program that has a lot of focused energy on movement in all different directions, ranges of motion, amplitude, and wide, big movements. So I hope that you are ready to have some fun. Please download a free copy of the newly released Parkinson's exercise recommendations. You can visit www.parkinsons.org/exercise. That is PARKINSON.org/exercise. All right, so now let's get ready to move. All right, so I'm going to go over some basic first things that I like to really talk to all of my clients about, things that are very important to remember before you even start moving. So one, we want to make sure that we've come to class or we've come to exercise with enough in the tank. So we're hydrated, we've had something to eat, whether it be breakfast or lunch or dinner time or whenever you're getting this exercise program going. You want to have something in the tank so that you have some energy to burn. We also want to make sure that we're wearing light clothing, something loose and stretchy, so that we can increase our ranges of motion without feeling confined to any types of fabric or tight clothing like jeans. We also want to make sure that we have sneakers on. I know that sometimes we think that health at home, it's very easy to just pop on the screen and not wear the proper equipment, but that's when we set ourselves up for injury. So let's make sure that we're wearing the proper equipment. This is a format of fitness and therapy that we're going to be doing a little bit of cardio. We may be using a little bit of light weights, depending on if you have those at home. And if you don't, please feel free to use like water bottles or just holding something in your hand. Even to washcloths can be very helpful to just give you that feeling and grip, okay? We're also going to be working from a seated position and a standing position. And when we stand, I want you to feel completely free to stay seated if that's what makes you feel more comfortable or more safe, because the only two real requirements of exercising with me today is going to be that you feel safe and that you have fun. And if you can complete those two things, then you are doing a great job, all right? So let's talk about Parkinson Wellness Recovery a little bit more. There's 4 different movements basically in the format or the curriculum. And then we take those formats and we create a little bit of challenges from them, like maybe adding weights or vocals or certain other types of exercises that will help you in your Parkinson's journey and through working through your symptoms. And then we can take that same movements, those same 4 movements, from the chair to a standing position. So again, like I said, if today isn't a day that feels safe to stand, please don't. If standing is difficult for you in general, stay seated. We will work from that position and we will do all the same movements. And I want you to feel confident about everything that you accomplish today, all right? So let's start in a seated position, and we're just gonna start from the ground up, okay? Let's have a seat. So my mind goes in all different directions when I get started with you guys. Okay, so let's bring our feet to about shoulder width apart. And one of the most important things is that you keep your heart and your chest open and forward. All right, that's going to help you keep your shoulders back. How often do we hear people saying, sit up straight, you're slouching, lift your head? Well, that's not really the best cue at the end of the day, because if we don't lift this part of our chest back over our hips, then we're never going to get our head back in the position that we want it, or our shoulders back under our earlobes and over our hips. So remember that it's this part of our heart. Let's just rub here a little bit, right? Start to feel like you're giving yourself some love. All right, so that we understand where this part of our chest is. This part of our chest often caves in, and what we want to do is we want to push it outward. And if you have a little bit of kyphosis or your chin coming forward, pull your chin back and start to feel the muscles down the back of your neck activate. All right, now a good way of reminding yourselves how to do that is to press your arms almost straight and almost push yourself back over your hips. All right, now relax your shoulders and let's just look to left and right so we loosen our head and neck. We're going to stretch a little bit before we get started with our power moves. And bring it back to the center and lower your chin to the chest without dropping your shoulders. And if you need to bring your hands here, you can. And just feel the stretch in the back of the neck, how it runs down the back of your spine. And one more. And feel your feet grounded on the floor. I just saw my toes kind of lifting up, right? And that can happen sometimes. I think that I'm doing that just because I'm ready to get moving. So you may be feeling that in your body too. But keep your feet grounded to the floor. It's important to feel that connection to the earth, right? So if we were standing, you would feel that as well. All right, bring your shoulders back under your ears. And from here, see if you can let your ear fall to the shoulder. And then let's try the other side. And this range of motion can be a little challenging, so be patient with it. And don't go too far. Just go to where you feel a gentle stretch. And then each time you can explore going a little bit deeper if you want. And let's take one more. And come on up, beautiful. Let the arms just come down if they were up. And start to swing them, right? Loosen them, loosen the limbs from the shoulders. Feel a little bit of flow and motion. And let's take the left up and switch left and right. And don't forget the heart's lifted, shoulders are back. The neck is long, chin is away from the chest. Okay. And let's take both up. And extend the fingers to me like you're reaching and shooting laser beams out your fingertips. And then squeeze back like you're trying to touch your elbows behind your chest. And do that again. Reach forward with an inhale. And exhale, pull back. And exhale. And again, reach forward for an inhale. And reach back for an exhale. And don't be too anxious to get up off the floor if you do exercise standing most of the time. A lot of these exercises that we're doing here are going to prepare you for better balance, for better range of motion. And your muscles are going to be activated and warmed up. And one more. And good, bring your hands down. Remember, long arms and elbows allow you to bring your chest back and up. Let's take some circles with the body leaning forward, just starting to warm up the lower back. And our first power moves movement is a movement called power up. And our power up movement, let's reverse to the other side. Our power up movement is an anti-gravity movement. So again, very similar to what we were just talking about, where your heart needs to be. But there's one very important component I want to teach you. So as you go into the circles and you circle to the back, can you raise the back of your chair with your back? So it's almost like you're leaning back and you're doing an abdominal exercise when you're feeling your abs kick in because you're leaning way behind your hips. All right, come back up to the center. Now, I want you to scooch all the way back to the back of your chair so that you can feel the back of your chair on your back. And this is going to be almost like a wall, okay? I don't want you to come up any further than the back here. So in other words, when we come up, there's not going to be any leaning back, right? We're creating this posture from the crown of the head to the side of the earlobe, to the shoulder, to the side of the ribs and the hip. And that's why I asked you to sit all the way back in your chair. So this forward rocking motion that we have in Power Up is going to just be from here in the forward bend till you come back to the back of your chair. And that's going to prevent you from leaning back, okay? So let's practice it, anti-gravity move. As we come forward and we lift up, the arms come to the side. They come to 3 and 9 o'clock, no further back. And if you can't get them to 3 and 9 o'clock, bringing them a little bit closer to, 11 and 10 and 2 or 11 and 1 is completely fine. But the goal is to get this beautiful stretch across your chest and the lengthening lift of your spine, right? So anti-gravity means the lift of the posture, okay? So let's practice this one. Now, from a seated position, the goal is to come forward and extend and open. And let's do 10 of them, counting nice and loud. So we have 1. Eyes come up, 2. Chin is long and lengthened, neck 3. 4. 5. And I turned sideways so you could see 6, how I was sitting against the chair. 7, lift up and taller each time. 8, 2 more is 9, and 1 more time, let's come up for 10, and let it come down. So as we lift up, we want the arms extended. The bandwidth from fingertip to fingertip, the length of our body should be extended in a wingspan as far as you can, okay? Opening the fingertips is going to give you that hand flexion and really stretching the hands and elongation as much as you can through the fingertips, okay? Now, we're going to go right into the next one because I want to make sure that we get up onto our feet as well for some of us who want to get to that second place, that second level of this workshop. So come to the front of your seat, middle of your seat, where maybe some of the thigh is off of the bottom of your seat. And show me how you rock side to side, just feeling this gentle rocking and maybe lifting up your hip each time, like as if the seat is hot, right? You ever get in the car and the seat's hot? Where else would you sit and maybe the seat would be hot? Maybe going out to lunch and you're sitting outside and they have booths or something and they were hot. So this rocking is very helpful. Now, I was playing around with this the other day. Do this rocking again and rock to the back of your seat. Feel the back of your chair. Now do the rocking again and rock to the front of your seat. Use your feet to help you. That works great, doesn't it? Do it again. Rock to the back of your seat. Feel the back of your chair. And now let's come to the middle. All right, come to the middle. Now, I want to do a few more of those power-ups because I'm going to go back to that for a second. Because now that we're away from the back of your seat, I want you to focus more on your power-up being a lift and an open heart and a lengthened crown of the head to the ceiling rather than a throw back, okay? Where we're not in control and we're not using our abdominals to find us in our center, okay? Let's do 10 of them, why not? Okay, here we go, ready? We go, 1, and lift, 2, extend the arms like beautiful butterfly wings, and 3, and 4, 5, good, count with me, 6, I want you to use your voice, 7, 8, 9, one more, is 10, Excellent. So again, let's go to the rock. Okay, second one is called power rock. Power rock is about weight transfer. So in weight transferring, we want to make sure that we're not letting our feet get lazy. So you see how I'm moving my feet? Don't let your feet get lazy. Move your feet a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come down and we're going to rock to the side. And then again, come down and rock to the side. This little motion down gives us this momentum to kind of push off and have a little bit more of a spring action up. All right? Now, the arm movements. If you have any shoulder issues, you can reach out to the side or even down, but the goal is to stretch long, okay? So it doesn't really matter if it's up, out, or down. The goal is lengthening, full extensions, right? Instead of soft bent arms or bent legs, we want them to be completely engaged using all the muscles. All right, so let's start from this low position here. We're gonna come up to the left, we're gonna rock to the left, and then we're gonna lift up and we're gonna look up at the left hand. Now do you notice how my chest is still open to the screen? So we're not crossing like this. That would be an LSVT movement more. This is the power moves is more of an open chest, open extension. Even here would be open chest, open extension. Okay, so let's go to the other side, right side, down and reach up. I'm going to show you what it looks like to reach to the side if you can't get that arm up. Right? How many people have rotator cuff issues? Lots. Right? So we find ways to have extension, 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 right? You decide how far the arm goes up. Lift, lift, reach. Come down again in the center, spring up, twist, reach, lift, open the chest. Let's come down again. Inhale, exhale, stretch. Good, one more time. Inhale, exhale, stretch, lift, 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 and come back to the center. Good, rock back into the middle of your seat. You want to have a little bit of the bottom of your thigh off of the seat. That gives you the ability to move your legs more and use your feet. We never want to have the feet being stuck and not moving. We want them moving all the time in all of our exercises. All right, full body awareness, full body attention, full body movement. Connect with the parts of your body that aren't performing as well and really focus on them to perform. And the other one will already know what to do. All right, power twist. This is your third one. Power twist is about rotation, core rotation, trunk rotation, turning over, rolling over, just kind of, having this twist and rotation, being able to look around you, behind you, while you're driving, so important, okay? So let's bring those arms up again, and I know your arms may be getting tired, but that's okay. That's part of it. We want to feel the challenge. We want to feel tired. I want to push you a little more than you would push yourself. All right, I promise you will benefit. We're going to take that right arm. We're going to swing it all the way over to the left. And we're going to let those knees kind of drop down to the side. But the right foot has control on the floor. Come back. One foot always has to be connected to the floor. If it's not, then I hope that you're flying, because otherwise we end up falling, right? Let's go, other side. And open. Let's do it again. Twist and open. Do it again. Twist and open. Now, some of us get dizzy, so don't look to the side if you have a tendency to get dizzy. Many people with orthostatic hypotension have difficulty moving their head in this way, and I suggest that you not only hydrate, but maybe even drink some Gatorade or something with electrolytes on a regular basis, and you will feel much better. And open, and close, and open. One more, close, and open, and come back. So do you notice how much we're moving on the chair, even though we're not standing? This is really important. We spend a majority of our time in life sitting down. So we need to be able to really function in the chair and then get up from the chair. Our next exercise is about transitions. Getting in and out of bed, walking through doors, stepping out of the shower, stepping out of the bathtub, stepping up from a chair, all these different things that we do. Even stepping onto steps, getting in and out of bed. So bring your feet together and your knees. I want you to squeeze everything together. Now this has become something that I've noticed has become very challenging for a lot of people that I work with. And it's because our hips are weak and our inner thighs are weak. And we're not really engaging our legs and muscles as much as we should. So let's do a couple of little fun exercises. Bringing out my little vault here. It's my little vault of exercises that I really think help people. All right, I want you to lift your toes and count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let it come down. If you can speak in any other language, do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let it come down. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let it come down. Now, do you feel when you lift up your toes and you squeeze those knees together that you're getting your inner thighs, your hips, everything is working here? Ready? Keep that chest up, posture up, belly in. Here we go. Let's do it again. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very nice, nicely done. All right, let's just warm this area up, stretch it out because we just contracted it. Let's see how much range of motion you have to turn out from the hip. And let's try the other side. Great job, everybody. We're just gonna fly through the standing portion, right? That's gonna be our second time. By then, you're gonna already understand everything that we're doing. So now that we bring our knees together, feet together, the most important part of this exercise that I want you to remember is that you come back to this position. Everything that I've taught you had a start and a finish, and there was also a middle. So we had to always return back to our center, back to our balance center, back to our powerhouse center, okay? So in our power step, which is about, again, transitions, we bend forward and we come back up right over our hips. We take a big step out to the side and both arms separate. So what we're trying to do is get this arm and chest, shoulder open as this one reaches out to the side, right? The arm, technically, should be directly on top of the knee and the leg. We reach out to the side, we spring up, and we bring everything back together and touch. So many times I'll have people who don't bring that foot back as close. So work it back as much as you can. If you get here and then it gets frozen, see if you can lift your heel up and then push off and try again. You may need like a double. So it would be here, push off, here, and then push off again here. But the minute that you put that heel down, it almost like is like the gravity sucks you down. So give that a try, all right? Let's start going to the left. We'll do 10 of them. So remember, you have this bend here in the middle, knees, ankles, everything together, and we have 1, and in, and we have 2, and in, and again for 3, and together, and 4, and together. That's good. And 5, and together. Don't forget, both arms need to come out. We want to open those fingers. We want to squeeze the knees together as much as we can. And we have only 2 more times. Out to the left and in. And look over that hand and come back. Now let's take the last power up. Extend and lower down. Great. So I hope that that felt good and made sense to you. You know, health at home, fitness is so important because we spend so much time at home and we need to throughout the day do these little spurts of exercise. So when you're feeling stiff or you're feeling like your posture isn't doing great, your balance is off, or your transitions are a little off, you know, do some of these exercises for about 2 minutes and it will really kind of put you back on track. All right, so let's come up out of our seat. If we can, I want you to do a sit and stand into a power up. So the way that that's gonna work is you're gonna lean forward, come up with a big lift, arms out to 3 and 9, and then come back down and sit. And lift again, up, and then back down. So if you're not gonna stand today, you're gonna be doing those power ups again, just like we did the first round, right? Lift up all the way, come back down all the way. Now I tell my clients this all the time. My seat's going back a little bit, there we go. Do not cheat. Do not go halfway and then come back up. Come all the way down to your chair. I'd rather you touch your chair and have to force yourself to get all the way up and push off the chair if that makes you feel better than, you know, just squatting. Okay, let's come up all the way. Good. And no matter how many you did, even if you just got 1, I'm proud of you. Good job. Okay, come next to your chair. If you need it at any time for safety or a lifeline, or you want to sit back down, please do. Again, we talked about coming to class with the proper things. Something in the tank, hydration. You may not be, you know, at a fitness level or feeling as great as you should today, or you may not just be feeling like you're here to get it done. Take breaks. Your breaks are your best friends to getting back on track. If you're feeling like we sat too long and you needed to stand up, always be confident to make the right choice for you. All right, we're going to do these same exercises from a standing position. So let's talk about feet. All right, feet together, pointing forward, touching, slightly apart is a hip distance, right over these hip bones and thighs, and slightly wider is a shoulder width, which gives you a little bit more of an A-frame and a little bit more of a foundation because your feet are slightly wider than your body. And this is usually a great place to be to do squats. This is a great place to be to exercise and do balance work, unless they ask you to be a little bit closer, which is fine as well. But today we're going to stay shoulder width, and that's going to help us with our power up, okay? So if you need the chair, you can bring it in front of you, but I did bring it to the side of me so that you could see me standing, but please feel free to use it. So we're going to take that bend, which means you have to really stick your butt back, right? Because we want to lift up and have this big rise without leaning back. Now, if you have a tendency to lean back, you could stand against the wall. And that's a great way to make sure, I'll show you, right? We have our butt still touching, but we come up, and since we came up against the wall, we can't lean back. It keeps us safe from not losing our balance. All right, let's do it. So we've got 10, power up. So we squat, lift up, straighten the legs, squeeze the glutes. This is my next lesson for you. Squat, lift up, straighten the legs, squeeze the glutes. Now you want to pull your knees back You want to feel your quads tighten. And we want to make sure the legs are straight and lift. And the final piece of that is to tighten your glutes and squeeze the back chain of your body all the way down your legs so that you feel your legs getting stronger. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale and bring it down. Now, I know I wasn't counting for you at that time because I really wanted you to think about how you were engaging your leg muscles. Sometimes we bend and straighten, and we don't straighten all the way, and we're not really taking that full extension to get the legs strong. So the muscle is almost like getting weaker because we're just getting softer. So remember to complete your movements, even if it takes you longer, it's going to be better because the muscles will get stronger and then you'll get faster. All right, everything has a process. Now let's rock. So we have the rocking right to left. Okay? Feel that left side and then the right side. And this is very important that you always have one foot completely connected to the floor. So I'm going to ask you now to turn just a little bit your body to the side and then do it again. Now if you turn too far, what will happen is your supporting foot will come up off the floor and you'll lose balance. So make sure that your big toe and your baby toe are always grounded to the floor as you rotate. Okay. Now let's put that together. Remember, this is your power rock. Your power rock is about weight transferring, but it also has a little bit of a rotation in it. So we start in this bend position here. Stick the butt out, your weight's in the heels. We're going to shift over to the left side and we're going to reach up really high, almost like as if you were Mary Poppins and you were just flying up high, right? Give you that image. Come down again and then lift up. So as you come down, you go under the ropes, like as if you were in a boxing ring, and then you reach up. Now, remember what we talked about. Difficulty with the shoulder, anything going on with the bicep. We could still have this extension of the arm, but it doesn't have to be high. One more, out, and then power up right to the center. Beautiful. All right, let's take a rotation. So the rotation, the power twist, I want you to soften your knees gently. I know I just told you to keep your legs straight, which is important, but when we're talking about fluidity, flow of movement, and transitions or rotation, if our knees are stiff, we can't twist. We become very rigid. So this is really important for people who are much taller as well, who tend to have very long legs. They tend to have more stiffness in their legs sometimes as well. So soften the knees, give me a little bit of a bounce, right? And then as we rotate, just start to twist and bring the side of your hip to me each time. And this is our first week in the month of March. So I'm really giving you some foundation skills that we will build upon each Friday until we meet in person at the end of the month, which I look forward to very much. And one more, and come back to the center. Usually I am teaching classes on Zoom where I have interaction and can see people, so I'm really looking forward to hoping that you will be there on that day, that we will have that experience to actually see one another. Okay, let's take those arms out to the side. Let's keep our heads forward in case you have any dizziness or lightheadedness when you rotate. And we're going to twist and come back. So you're going to look over the shoulder and show me the side of your back. Look over your shoulder, show me the side of your back. Good. Rotation and come back. Now again, remember we did this seated. So you're just repeating everything that we did the first round, and you're trying to get a little bit faster or maybe a little more range of motion. Now if you can look and take that head with you, go ahead. Good, that's it. And one more. Now you notice how the center stopping here is really important. This is your most important thing. So I want you to think every time that you come here, I gave you a big hug, and then you clapped over here, and then I came out and I gave you another big hug, and then you came over here, right? So always come back for the hug. It's so important. All right, come back to the center. All right, here's our last one. We're getting close to the end of our workout today. Thank you so much for being here with me today. And if you need to take breaks or, reach out to me at any time, I'm super happy to help you and take questions. So take a bend here with me. All right, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to spring out to the left. We're going to bend in the knee, really reach out to the side, and then come back. Let me move this chair a little bit. And then we're going to go out to the right side, do the same thing, and come back. Come out to the left, and come back. So I want you to think about pushing off the foot that steps out. And then we bring the toes back, and the knees back, and the inner thighs and everything back together. And we take a nice little squat with those knees together. Step out, reach, bend. Step out, reach. And it doesn't matter how slow or how fast you go. You can go faster than me. Go faster than me as long as you don't compromise your range of motion or your muscle work or your posture. That's wonderful. Never compromise any of those things for speed or reps. One more. And come back and let's do a big power up. Lift, lift, lift. And lower. Great job, everybody. So if you completed all of that with me, you did a wonderful job. Even if you completed just 1% of it and gave it your best shot, you did a great job today. All right, so thank you so much for joining us. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of a cool down since we just started, okay? So that little bit of a cool down is side to side motion. And, we want to make sure that we have these bookends of the opening part of our workout and the end part of our workout. And we didn't even get to using our weights today. So bring them next week, and we will definitely get to them as we repeat some of what we did today. Then we're going to explore some of the other formats, like getting onto the floor, being on our bellies, being on our backs. You can always come to do this on your bed, as long as you're in the middle and you're safe. Now come back onto your feet. Feel your feet grounded to the floor. Squeeze your toes and try to feel the bottom of your shoe. And just release it. Let your shoulders roll back again. And reach the left arm up. And a big stretch up. If you can't reach the left arm up, just bring it right here to your shoulder. We're going to do the same thing. And then lift your chest. And take a little stretch up. So you're reaching up to the sky more. Your fingertips away from the side of your left hip. Good. And come down and inhale up. Big stretch. And reach over. If your hand is here, you're doing the same thing. It's about lifting right in here, right in the rib cage, separating that rib cage from your hip. Getting the fingertip or the top of your shoulder to be further away from your hip. And slowly bring it down. Take the arms behind you, interlace your fingers, squeeze your shoulders back and straighten your arms. Feel a big, beautiful, lengthening, open throat. And take your hands together, palms together, and into the heart. And I just want to thank everybody for being here today. And thank you for joining us for the Parkinson's Foundation PD Health at Home Fitness Fridays video series. For more information about Parkinson's exercise as a prescription for people with Parkinson's, please go to www.parkinson.org/exercise. And until we meet again next Friday, I'll be here for the whole month of March. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend and that you continue to exercise and move. feel free to reach out, and I would be happy to speak to anyone at any time. Have a great weekend. Bye, everyone.